Hi guys! In this video, you'll see how the actors of the TV series Are You Being Served 1972-1985 have changed. You'll know their real names and age. I will show you how they look then and what's with them now. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go! Mr. Humphries worked in collaboration with Slocum. He has his own sense of style to match his personality and also has a shameless demeanor. He can gesticulate in a peculiar way when speaking. Played by John Inman, who died of hepatitis A in 2007. Captain Peacock manages the men's clothing department and also monitors sales levels. He is respected among his employees, doesn't indulge in excess and takes discipline extremely seriously. Played by Frank Thornton, who died of natural causes in 2013. Mr. Rumbold is the manager of the Grace Brothers store. He's not very attractive and not very smart, can act unfairly towards others, and can't take responsibility for his actions, who passed away following a fall at home in 2015. Mr. Lucas worked as an assistant in the men's department. He's not punctual, quite dodgy, and prefers to do as he sees fit without bowing down to anyone. Doesn't refuse to help. Played by Trevor Bannister, who died of a heart attack in 2011. Mr. Harmon handles the technical side of store maintenance. He's not selfish, not prone to aggression, quite efficient and versatile, capable of showing intelligence and not lacking in compassion. Played by Arthur English, who died in 1995 of emphysema. Young Mr. Grace is one of the owners of Grace Brothers store, has outdated views on doing business and is somewhat simple-minded about everything. It's difficult for him to part with money. Played by Harold Bennett, who died of a heart attack in 1981. Mr. Granger, Alfred Broer, has the head of the men's department for more than 30 years and disliked being around women, even protesting about it on many occasions. Career prospects sometimes do not affect him in the best way. He could be drowsy at work. Mr. Grace's nurse, Vivian Johnson, is part of a full-time staff and assists store employees in monitoring their health, including the owners themselves. She knows how to track the dynamics of changes and is always as polite as possible. Has a pleasant voice. Mr. Spooner works in sales just like Lucas, but is not an exemplary salesman. He is characterized by inattention, clumsiness in his movements, and he may not take the wishes of clients seriously and may even lose the goods. The role is played by Mike Berry. Mr. Goldberg is one of 3 top-tier salespeople at Grace Brothers. He is resourceful, has a good understanding of the trade, and knows how to quickly increase his earnings. He is not without cunning. Played by Alfie Bass, who died of a heart attack in 1987. Old Mr. Henry Grace is one of the co-founders of one of the stores in which Mr. Lucas works. He is not rude to the staff, supportive, but in terms of business, he doesn't know how to incorporate progressive strategies, interested in young women. Mr. Ted replaced Mr. Granger and held the position of senior salesman. He is always used to following job descriptions and is attentive to visitors, loves precision, and always selects clothes based on the client's parameters. Played by James Hayter. Mr. Grossman has shopped at Grace Brothers stores and can at times be somewhat idiosyncratic, both in his desires and in general behavior. Can be strict at times, but in moderation, he is not one of those people who show greed. Played by Milo Sperber. Doctor is an average medical professional who has the appropriate license and can provide his services not only in the office, but also on site to the patient. He has a good memory and gives only sensible prescriptions. The role is played by John D. Collins. Mr. Fortescue worked well with the Grace Brothers staff and helped them with some of the tasks. He is characterized by activity and lack of shyness, not without creativity and creative vision, played by Gordon Kaye, who died in 2017 from dementia. Dr. Wainwright was periodically called upon to resolve medical problems for owners and staff. He excused professionalism, maintains confidentiality when communicating with patients, and also has good self-control. Can give good advice. Played by Robert Ragland. German lady was a temporary visitor to Grace Brothers during her trip. She is polite, not without restraint, and tries to be patient with people. She is not devoid of determination, and even the language barrier doesn't stop her. She was played by Joanna Lumley. The bald-headed John Clegg was a client of Mr. Lucas. He can be serious and is a passionate individual who is actively involved in golf and demonstrates this at every opportunity. Can become somewhat self-obsessed, loves comfortable but not tasteless clothes. Customer is not afraid to clarify the information he needs, but he can be rude at times. He is not a particularly cheerful person and can often be seen with a sullen expression on his face, but he doesn't care much what others think of him. Man in cinema likes to spend his leisure time interestingly and often invites friends with him. He doesn't like to attract attention to himself, can concentrate at the right moments, but is also not devoid of an emotional reaction. Played by Ronnie Brody. Newlywed male customer came in on the eve of his wedding to purchase some items he was missing from Grace Brothers. He can be principled in some moments, is not indifferent, and can take initiative. Played by Jonathan Cecil, who died of pneumonia in 2011. Burglar has connected his life with crime, but with every robbery he gets a little nervous. He can be demanding, often behaves unscrupulously, and doesn't care about the consequences. Played by Michael Atwell, who died after heart surgery in 2006. The check jacket is one of Grace Brothers' many clients. He's a fairly open person, not without curiosity, and accustomed to those things with which he is comfortable. Loves classic style of clothing. Played by John Greenham, who died of cancer in 2008. Customer has a distinctive style that she is not afraid to show off. It's important for her that her image looks complete, for which she uses accessories, but in moderation. She is hard to please. Played by Jean Mockford, who died in 2018 from dementia. The 10-pound turkey prefers to dress according to the latest fashion and can afford the rather expensive wardrobe. He has refined manners, refined taste, but also has a peculiar speech. Played by Freddie May, who died of Parkinson's disease in 1998. Mr. Walpole is not distinguished by pretentious behavior and in public places always behaves well-mannered and treats all people adequately, regardless of their profession. He is not used to wayward behavior and loves consistency. He was played by Jez Conrad. Mr. Coyote and his boss tried to make a deal to buy Grace Brothers. He knows how to behave properly with business partners and is fluent in both Japanese and English. Demands to be treated with respect. Played by Eiji Kusuhara. Mrs. Slocum works in the women's clothing department at Grace Brothers Mall. She has an energetic nature, has a serious approach to work, is talkative, and can make the odd comment at times. Played by Molly Sugden, who died of heart failure in 2009. Miss Bronx is one of the employees of a women's clothing store. She stands out for her attractive features, distinctive accent, and desire to be part of something bigger. Can be quite charming. Played by Wendy Richard, who died in 2009 from breast cancer. Mr. Kato often visited the Grace Brothers store as a customer. He is peaceful, is not used to being rude to people, and always behaves as correctly as possible. Has a little understanding of British customs, as well as the local language. Played by Rick Young. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please share it on social networks, like it, and of course subscribe to the channel.